Kuminga or Al Horford play last night in Miami? Well, you didn't get to. And the Heat took advantage of that. A 110-96 win. Norman Powell with 25-6. Bam! 27. Pajemski had 20 and 8. Buddy Hield with his 18. But yeah, all those guys sat out. There were a variety of reasons. It was the 17th game in the last 29 days in 12 different cities that the Warriors have played. And if you haven't been paying attention at home, Kerr's been very vocal about it. Quote, "It's been the toughest early schedule I've ever been a part of in my entire NBA life." Been saying a lot about that, Chandler. A lot of schedule talk, and then all these guys sit. So I'm wondering, it seems like a big number this early on in the season. If you go back and compare to others, it is a big number. But what changes are we making here? Like, what would you make?
I think it's just the luck of the draw here, right? It's all going to even out. Every team plays the same amount of games. So I get it, especially with a team of a bunch of veteran players that are older. Type of schedule, right? As deep as the Western Conference is, as tough as every single night has been, at their age, there's more load management than a San Antonio, than a Oklahoma City. Now, I also think everything evens out. And again, when you look at it right now, Houston's only played like 13 or 14 games. So the fact that Golden State has played 4 or 5 or 6 more games in that small period, that is tough, being, at their age and the status where they are in their career. But also, again, other teams are going to go through it. Other teams are going to have the same amount of back-to-backs, and it's all going to balance out. So is it a tough break to start off this way and kind of dig this hole and force guys to sit the one time they go to the Eastern Conference? Like, that does suck. We talk about this all the time. I think Steve Kerr has even said this before. I want our guys to play. I want fans to get that experience. Well, the Golden State Warriors go to Miami one time this year, and they didn't get to see any of those guys play. So you can't have it both ways.
Like, you didn't even get that.
Exactly. So you can't have it both ways. I do think it'll all even out. The schedule makers didn't try and stiff the Warriors this year. I think that's just how it worked out, and I think it's all going to balance. So tough break for them. But again, that just means their schedule is about to get lighter and a little bit looser. So it's good times to come.
I would want to.
Chandler said it perfect. From top to bottom, he said it perfect. It's not really a lot that I can expand on that. But again, if you're going through the ringer, if you're going through the ringer early in this season like this, listen, at some point, it's going to be favorable for them where they're going to have a bunch of home games, and they're going to be able to rack up games if they can compete at a high level with the age of this team and dealing with some of these knick-knack injuries. But like I said, like Chandler just said, it's all going to balance out. Everybody is going to go through it at some point in this season. It just so happened to be early for the Golden State Warriors.
I know. I feel like it's psychological. Like, if you have a daunting list of things, I'd rather get the hard stuff over with first and then just sort of cruise. Hopefully.
Call me crazy. I'd rather this way. Obviously, I don't want to be 500, but I'd rather get this part out of the way, be where I am, and know easier roads are ahead.
Yep.
Especially with this team. I want to be playing my best basketball later in the season, post All-Star weekend, and that's when their schedule is going to loosen up.
Yep.
Not even your best basketball, but you don't want to be in the hunt and have to go on the road for 2.5 weeks and do this schedule while you're in the hunt trying to find a position. You'd rather be in the hunt at your home, being able to be comfortable, and in an environment where you're gonna have support from your fan base. So going through this right now and being able to survive it, I think this works for them in the long run.
Yeah, it feels like when you ask someone you want the good news or the bad news first, it feels like Steve Kerr wants the good news first, and I don't understand that. First. I want the bad first. Let me deal. Let me get it over with. He did have perhaps his version of an explanation of why things are happening the way they are. Said the Warriors medical staff, and along with this increased sort of pace paired with all of the schedule and everything else, is why we're seeing so much of these soft tissue injuries across the league. I know we're not doctors, Lou, but why don't we go ahead and pretend we are?
They don't make me Dr. Williams.
Well, you could be a doctor. Does that feel like maybe that is an explanation? And a reminder, he does have an older team, so that has to be mentioned as well. But
yeah, I'm interested to see where all of this information and data goes as far as, the injuries. Obviously we've been highlighting calves a lot because the calf injury has been happening to a lot of our marquee guys. As far as the pace of the game, I can't speak to the pace. It looks regular to me. I know that they're getting up and down the floor a lot more, but we're also shooting a lot of jump shots and a lot of three-pointers as well. And it's not so much contact and running as much. Guys are running from three-point line to three-point line. And so that's what's interesting to me, that, with the concerns, with the information, and even opinions like mine right now, we just really don't know what's at stake and what's at play here with all of these things. So I'm curious to see where this goes, where this conversation leads to. But the one thing that we all do know is injuries are a part of the game. There's no way around injuries. Now, what are we to do? Are we to shorten the schedule? Are we to change the style of play? It is what it is in a lot of these scenarios. So no matter what the data shows, the situation is going to be the situation, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's always going to be unpredictable. In any sport, in any field, you can't predict health. You can't predict if you're going to get sick. You can't predict if you're going to get hurt. That is just life. That is just part of it that you have to deal with. Now, can you shorten the season and lose millions of dollars? Sure, that's not going to happen. Can you tell teams to play slower or slower pace or shorten the game? That's not going to happen. It's like my first injury, I literally fell down. My foot got caught in a guy's jersey and I chipped cartilage in my knee. No matter if I didn't play the night before, or if I did my cardio or didn't practice, or I was non-contact, that still would have happened. I still would have got hurt, no matter what proper steps I took before that. So again, I think it's minimizing it. I think it's limiting your exposure to it. But at the end of the day, injuries are a part of it, and they're going to happen regardless of if the season is, because you know what? We shorten the season to 60 games. Guys are going to play 46 minutes out of the 48 minutes, and they're still going to have opportunity to get hurt because they're going to want to play more, and they're going to want to play just as fast, and they're not going to want to sit on back-to-backs because there's less games. So I don't think there's a fix. I love that we have all the analytics and all the crazy high-tech science now where the injuries shouldn't be happening, because I think we're the smartest and best we've ever been innovative, like medically. So it doesn't make sense of why, but I think it's also just part of the game. It's part of life. It's bound to happen, and there's no way to stop it. It's unfortunate, but I just don't see it ever being controlled. It's physically impossible.
Yeah, it's. I wonder if the NFL, because we had a weekend where 5 quarterbacks left games. I don't know if they spend as much time discussing this as we do over here on this side of the pond. But Jimmy Butler, we love to read into everything, and as we mentioned, he didn't play, and this would have been a cool return, but he didn't shake hands with anybody. And again, not in a uniform, so I don't even know if it counts. Chandler, is this a big deal? I mean, he did fist bump that guy.
It doesn't count. Who knows if he saw them pregame? Who knows if he saw them in the locker room before? Who knows if he had dinner with them last night? We're going to try and make this a story because all the drama that surrounded that situation, and the Warriors and the Miami Heat and his time there, and Spoelstra and their beef. But at the end of the day, he could have literally just talked to them during warmups. He could have talked to them during chapel. He could have talked to them any time throughout the day or last night. So I don't look into this.
Chandler's on the roll today. Everything he's saying, I'm agreeing. I'm going to retweet everything that he's saying today. Listen, a lot of times guys get to the arena so early. You see your friends, you see the equipment managers, you see the guys that you were cool with, the ticket attendants and the people that helped your mom and your family get to their seats, and you check in with all of these people before the game even starts. And so when it's done, it's done. You get back to the locker room and you worry about the team that you're playing with, and all of that stuff is over, or everything is going on behind the scenes. So I couldn't agree with Chandler more than that. A lot of times you've already did your hugging and kissing babies and doing all of the welcome back stuff before the cameras are even on. Sometimes when you see guys doing a little too much with the handshakes and the hugs pre-game, right before tip-off, is just theater. It's just something for people to talk about.
It's a lot. I'm anti-hug anyway, so
and also they lost and he didn't play. And I want to say who cares?
Actually, you know what? I think it would have been irritating if he had just hung out and been soshi, because you didn't play and you did lose. I'm over all the hugging. No more hugging in the NBA.
You can't win for losing, so just go to the bat.
I've heard that phrase so many times in the last 48 hours. I went from never hearing it to now I hear it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. I just wanted to let you guys in on my life. Coming up next, Larry Sanders will join the show. We'll talk some hoops. Hello. We'll be right back.
Running back, yeah.